one of the important organelles in the cell, that is endoplasmic reticulum and Golgi complex. Understand? As we know, cell contains many organelles. Of those, endoplasmic reticulum is one, and another one is Golgi complex. Why I am explaining both in one is because both are interrelated and they have the same function actually. Okay, coming to the endoplasmic reticulum, is a network of tubular structures called cisternae and flat vesicular structures in the cytoplasm. So how it looks, it has like a tubular structures. See here in the picture you can see the endoplasmic reticulum. See, it is like a tube like structures. Okay, have seen? Okay, like this tube like structures. This green one is endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, and those tube like structures called cisternae and flat vesicular structures in the cytoplasm. See, these tubular structures are called cisternae. See here, you have seen these tubular structures. These are all called as cisternae. Understand? Yeah. And in some, it also present in the form of small vesicular like structures in the cytoplasm. Mostly it is tubular like structures, which is called as cisternae. Understand? The tubules and vesicles interconnect. Okay, these tubular structures and the vesicles, okay, they interconnect. Also, their walls are constructed of lipid bilayer membranes that contain large amounts of protein similar to the cell membrane. So here what these endoplasmic reticulum, which is present in the form of a network of tubular structures called cisternae, and their walls are made up of lipid bilayer, like how it is made in the cell membrane. Understand? Here you see this organelle help process molecules made by the cell and transport them to their specific destination inside or outside the cell. So what is the major function of this endoplasmic reticulum? It helps for the transport of molecules which are made in the cell from one part of the cell to the other part, or from inside to the outside of the cell. So this is the function, major function of this endoplasmic reticulum. Understand? The total surface area of the structure in some cells, for example the liver cells for example, can be as much as 30 to 40 times of the cell membrane area. Okay, here what is saying, this layers, the cisternae, the walls here, it will be almost 30 to 40 times of the area of the cell membrane. That much big this endoplasmic reticulum is present in the cytoplasm of the cell. Okay, the space inside the tubules and vesicles is filled with endoplasmic matrix, a watery medium that is different from fluid in the cytosol outside the endoplasmic reticulum. So what is present in this tubules is called endoplasmic matrix. What is called? The fluid is called endoplasmic matrix. It is different from the fluid in the cytosol outside the endoplasmic reticulum. Okay. See here, this is endoplasmic reticulum. See here, it is surrounding the nucleus. Have you seen? This is the nucleus, and the nucleus is covered with a nuclear envelope. Okay, so if you see it clearly, the membrane of the cisternae or the endoplasmic reticulum is in connection with the nuclear envelope. You have seen? This is how this endoplasmic reticulum is very closely associated with the nuclear membrane or nuclear envelope of the nucleus, and it transports the molecules from the nucleus to the other parts of the cell, or from the cell to the nucleus for the various functions of the cell. Okay, this is how the endoplasmic reticulum is very associated with the nuclear membrane. Okay, see, it is here interconnected with the nuclear envelope or a nuclear membrane. Okay. See, electron microscope shows that a space inside the endoplasmic reticulum is connected with the space between the two membranes surfaces of the nuclear membrane. Okay, this is what I am saying. The space of between the two membrane surface of the See, the space inside the endoplasmic reticulum. Here, in between the cisternae, the space inside is connected. See, is with the space of the nuclear membrane or nuclear envelope. This is what electron microscope describes. Substances formed in some parts of the cell enter the space of the endoplasmic reticulum and are then directed to other parts of the cells, as I have mentioned earlier. See, and ribosomes and the rough granular endoplasmic reticulum. See, here attached to the outer surface of many parts of the endoplasmic reticulum are large number of minute granular particles called ribosomes. Where these particles are present, the reticulum is called rough or granular endoplasmic reticulum. Here you see, attached to the outer surfaces of the many parts of the endoplasmic reticulum are large number of minute granular particles. See here, you can see a minute granular like particles attaching to the, see, these are minute small granular particles which are attached to the endoplasmic reticulum. So, the part of the endoplasmic reticulum where these minute granular particles are attached, that part is called rough endoplasmic reticulum. And these minute small granular particles are nothing but the ribosomes. What are they called? They are called ribosomes. And the endoplasmic reticulum in that area is called rough endoplasmic reticulum, or it is also called as granular endoplasmic reticulum. It's also called as granular endoplasmic reticulum. Okay. So here the ribosomes are composed of a mixture of RNA and proteins. They function to synthesize new protein molecules in the cell. Okay, so here what are the functions of these ribosomes are? They contain mixture of RNA and proteins. They function to synthesize new proteins, protein molecule in the cell. Okay. So the other part of the endoplasmic reticulum where these ribosomes are not present are called smooth or agranular reticulum. Okay, it is also called as smooth or agranular reticulum. Part of the endoplasmic reticulum has no attached ribosomes. This part is called a smooth or agranular endoplasmic reticulum. They function for the synthesis of lipid substances and for the process of the cells promoted by the intrareticular enzymes. Okay, here these smooth endoplasmic reticulum main function is for the synthesis of lipid substances and for other processes of the cell promoted by intrareticular enzymes. Okay, so here if we see two types of endoplasmic reticulum, one is rough or granular endoplasmic reticulum, one is smooth or agranular endoplasmic reticulum. Here ribosomes are present. These ribosomes have this RNA in their and they help in production of new protein molecules in the cell. Whereas this smooth or agranular endoplasmic reticulum doesn't have these ribosomes, and here the main function of this is production of lipids, understand, and also some interreticulate enzymes. Okay, that is about the main function and parts of the endoplasmic reticulum. See, here you can see the nuclear envelope, how this connection have seen, how this cisternae. What is cisternae? Cisternae is nothing but a tubular like structure. Okay, it's called cisternae. Understand? How is endoplasmic reticulum present? Endoplasmic reticulum is present in the form of tubules or vesicles. Okay, those tubules are called cisternae or cisternal space. The space is called cisternal space. See, this is attached to the nuclear envelope. How it is enroaching, see, the nuclear envelope. This endoplasmic reticulum, how it is enroaching the nuclear envelope and have forming connections. This small granular like structures are called ribosomes, which are attached to the endoplasmic reticulum. So it is called raphia or granular endoplasmic reticulum. Whereas this part coming doesn't know doesn't have these granular structures or liposomes. So they are called as smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Understand? These two structures are called cisternae, and the space is called cisternal space. Okay, are you clear? Yes. See, this is a section of the cell. Okay, see, this is the nucleus and a smooth endoplasmic reticulum, and a rough endoplasmic reticulum, this one. Okay, right, and this part is a Golgi apparatus, which I am going to discuss now. Now coming to the Golgi apparatus. The Golgi apparatus is closely related to the endoplasmic reticulum, because the shape of the Golgi apparatus is also like the shape of a structure of a endoplasmic reticulum, so it is said it is closely related. It has membranes similar to those of smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, what is Golgi apparatus having? It has the same like membranes how the smooth endoplasmic reticulum has. The Golgi apparatus is usually composed of 4 or more stacked layers of thin, flat, enclosed vesicles lying near one side of the nucleus. See, where is this Golgi apparatus present? It is present near one side of the nucleus. How it is formed? It is formed by usually composed of 4 or more stacked layers of thin, flat, and enclosed vesicles. Okay, those layers, see here, these are 3 to 4 stacked layers like a smooth endoplasmic reticulum. How it is present, they are present, and this in between the layers, the gap space, cisternal space, and these layers are also called as cisternae. Okay, this is how the Golgi apparatus is present just to the side of the nucleus. It is present to the side of the one side of the nucleus. The Golgi apparatus is usually composed of 4 or more stacked layers of thin, flat, enclosed vesicles near one side of the nucleus. This apparatus is prominent in secretory cells, where it is located on the side of the cell from which the secretory substances are excreted. See, where these Golgi apparatus are present is mainly in the secretory cells. What are the secretory cells? If the secretory cells are nothing but some sebaceous glands, some endocrine glands, like sweat glands, etc. Here, the Golgi apparatus are present. Okay, near the side of the cell for secretion of certain substances outside the cell. Okay. The substances which are secreted out from the Golgi apparatus are extruded away from the cell. Okay, so they are present near the side of the cell. Okay, the Golgi apparatus functions in association with endoplasmic reticulum. As shown in the figure, small transport vesicles, also called endoplasmic reticulum vesicles, they are also called ER vesicles, continually pinch off from the endoplasmic reticulum and shortly thereafter fuse with the Golgi apparatus. In this way, substances entrapped in ER vesicles are transported from the endoplasmic reticulum to Golgi apparatus. The transported substances are then processed in the Golgi apparatus to form lysosomes, secretory vesicles, and other cytoplasmic components. So, what here they are explaining is the endoplasmic reticulum and the Golgi apparatus work together, and when the endoplasmic reticulum form small vesicles which are called ER vesicles. Okay, these ER vesicles which are formed from the endoplasmic reticulum are pinched off, cut off from the endoplasmic reticulum, and they are taken up sequentially by the Golgi apparatus, where in this way substances entrapped in the vesicles are transported from the endoplasmic to Golgi apparatus. These substances are then processed in the Golgi apparatus to form lysosomes. So lysosomes are called the suicidal bags of the cell, and also some secretory vesicles and other cytoplasmic components. Understand? So whatever the vesicles, endoplasmic reticulum vesicles. Here this endoplasmic reticulum, the small vesicles will be pinched off from here, and these vesicles are taken up by the Golgi apparatus. Okay. Taken up by this Golgi apparatus from the endoplasmic reticulum. Here in the Golgi apparatus, they are processed into like special substances or small vesicles which are called as lysosomes or some secretory vesicles, okay, which are useful for the functioning of the cells. See the secretory vesicles, understand? They are formed from the Golgi apparatus, which are taken from the endoplasmic reticulum in the form of endoplasmic reticulum vesicles. Like this, these two organelles interconnect each other and helps in various functions of the cell. Okay. So the take-home points are: the endoplasmic reticulum, it's a tubular structures called cisternae and flat vascular structures in the cytoplasm. They are present enriching the nuclear envelope, and they are interconnected. Their cisternae are interconnected with the nuclear envelope. Understand? These endoplasmic reticulums, two types. One is granular or rough endoplasmic reticulum. Another one is agranular or smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Granular is due to presence of small granular bodies called ribosomes, where it contains RNA and helps in synthesis of protein molecules in the cell. Understand? And this smooth endoplasmic reticulum is helpful for the synthesis of lipid substances in the cell and some other reticular enzymes. This is Golgi apparatus, which is present on one side of the nucleus, and in some other secretory cells it is present on the side of the cell membrane. It is also having the same structure of endoplasmic, smooth endoplasmic reticulum, which is 3 to 4 stacked layers, which is having some cisternae like structure and also some lumen here. This Golgi apparatus takes the endoplasmic reticulum vesicles and then process it into special secretory vesicles. They may be lysosomes or other things, which are very useful for the functioning of the cells and the body. Okay. Thank you for giving me this opportunity, and please subscribe my channel. Thank you.